All right, we now welcome on to Inside TBT, Ohio State alumni, and making his TBT debut here in a couple weeks with Big X, Jae'Sean Tate. JT, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man. That I got to get on here and talk to you guys about it. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, man. Tell us a little bit about you know the deal with us. You've been on our other show before, but tell us about your TBT journey. I want to hear, because you are a hot commodity.
Yeah, I mean, so last year I was supposed to play with. Was that last year or was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, wow. See, I'm getting old. But broke my finger in summer league, so couldn't play because of that. And then last year, I was on Big X again, and leading up to it, I just had a couple NBA opportunities that I decided to go to, and I didn't want to, risk getting hurt out there. And, coming to this year and, the whole pandemic, and there's not a lot of, eyes. So I'm using this, as an advantage to, have people look at us play and get scouts, but also just another opportunity to play with, guys I got to grow up with playing with and against, Nick Ward, Javon Best, my boy AD, CJ, so it's going to be fun. And, I think we have a pretty good squad.
You really are, now that you're saying it out loud, you are the glue. You connect every single piece on the team, really, That's crazy. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the glue.
Yeah, I won't say that either. But you are the connector between.
Definitely. I think majority everybody on the team I had a relationship with prior to the Big X. That's for sure.
I heard that you were going to petition to change the name to Tate's Team. Is that correct?
No. The only thing I did tell AD is we had to get out of those green and yellow jerseys.
Oh, terrible. It's too late, though, I think.
Yeah, it's cool. We gonna win it, whatever. But those things. No.
Well, Doc, I don't want to release this to the public, but Doc told me what number he is. Do you know what number he is?
No, I don't.
It's pretty funny. It's not what you would expect, and he doesn't understand why. It's almost like they're out to get him, but it's pretty funny. I don't want to ruin the surprise for everyone else, though.
I'm excited. I need to know. I'm gonna ask you after this.
Yeah, no, I got you. But in all seriousness, actually, this isn't that serious of a question. Who is the guy who was the lead recruiter for you? Was it Dockage or was it CJ? Everybody
knows it's Dockage, man. Like, he wouldn't leave ever, man. He's been talking about this since last TBT. So, like, he's one of those guys that's gonna be hard on it, man. And he just continue to put it in my ear, and I'll see, and like, with the circumstances and what's on the line in the roster he helped put together, we'll see what we can do.
All right, on a scale of Joey Lane to Zion Williamson, how big of a bag did Dockage drop to get you on the squad?
Nah, man, it wasn't even like that. Like I said, of course, we always play for there's a lot of money on the line. But honestly, just being able to take the court with, like I said, those guys that I used to play with in high school and in college, like that's one of the main things I'm getting out of this is just like, we'll probably never be able to do something like this and play for something like this in our professional careers. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, you're kind of hoping that you never really have to play in the TBT again, for a good reason. You mentioned that you're using it as like a quote unquote tryout. Tryout's probably not the right word, but to a showcase.
Yeah.
Is that a big part of the mentality coming into this?
I wouldn't even say that it, like you said, not a tryout, but I mean, there's literally nothing being broadcast on TV, so there's going to be someone watching. You never know what's watching. You never know what opportunities can be open anytime you're on, TV, playing on a big stage. And yeah, like, at the end of the day, it's a lot of money on the line as well. Like, that's, people haven't been able to work since, I don't know, March. So, like, I know there's going to be a lot of competition. I know my team is motivated, and we'll see what happens on the 4th.
How far do you, in your opinion, think Big X needs to get in this tournament for you to say, all right, this was worth it?
I always, like I said, it's going to be worth it, like, even just practicing for me, like just being able to play again. Like, that's dope. Like, we haven't been able to play organized ball in so long. But for us to have, you know, a real shot, I just think, like, we just got to learn how to play with each other. So that 5 days leading up is going to be real important. And once we get those jitters out and get more comfortable game 1, I'm planning on second half of game 1 that everybody will feel it out and know how to play with each other. And from there, just take on whatever's next.
So I got a Snapchat from your GM/coach/player Andrew Dockich the other day that said, "Does this look like the face of a starter in the TBT?" And I'm sure you got that Snapchat too. I responded to it and said, "No, there's no way you're starting on that good of a team." Is that can you make sure that my man is not playing more than 15 minutes? He might die. Man,
I'm not gonna lie, man. That dude, he's been working hard. That dude's been in the gym. He texted me this morning at 4 a.m. like, early bird gets the worm. So this dude is motivated. That's for sure. Like,
you know, he's golfing. He's not always playing at 4 a.m.
I don't know what he's doing. But I know I get a text at 4 and I'm like, I'm still sleeping. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he's taking this real serious. I mean, he lost a ton of weight. He looks good, man. And, you know, we'll see. If he gets hot, he might have to stay in.
So,
like Maryland hot.
Or the one shot against Michigan State, which finds its way on Twitter at least once a week.
Oh, yeah. I was just about to bring that up. I see that clip every week. Every week.
Like,
yeah.
usually SportsCenter does, like, on this day 4 years ago, but they do, like, on this day 3 years and 17 days ago. Like, they do whatever they could do to get that shot on ESPN every day.
It's a big shot, though. That's a big shot.
Huge.
But serious question. This one actually is serious. So we talked to Brandon Paul the other day, and he said that he was highly recruited for TBT, a bunch of different teams throughout the years. Were you really Big X or bust this year, or did you have a couple of teams in your ear?
Nah, I don't know, man. I just felt like with Big X, you know, I was supposed to play with him 2 years in a row, you know? So, like, I knew if I was going to play in TBT, I like, got Doc's hopes up so many times in the last 2 years. I couldn't do it for a third time, man. And like I said, I like the young group he put together. I think we're athletic. Defensively, we're going to be a nightmare because we have so many people who can guard multiple positions. And, yeah, like, it's going to be fun.
We talked a lot about this team in terms of, number one, you guys are probably the youngest team in the entire tournament. Why do you think that's an advantage? Because a lot of people, like Seth Greenberg, thinks it's like a huge – he's like, no chance they win.
He doesn't think you guys should even come out and play.
What do you have to say about all the haters and the naysayers and the doubters about your young squad?
Hey, man, we just gonna let the hate and keep coming, man. We build off of that. You know, we've been counted out so many times in the past. Like, that's nothing, man. So let them think whatever. You know, we're gonna come out swinging, and before you know it, you playing catch up. So that's our mindset. You know, control what we can control. Yeah, we're a young team, but you know, there's some positives in that, and we're gonna just try to do that.
Another advantage you guys have is that you've won a tournament since you've been able to play in these kind of winner-take-all NCAA tournament-style tournaments. Your teammate, Nate Mason, I don't know if Vince Edwards is on Purdue or not, but I know Nate Mason's on Team CP3. You gotta have the biggest advantage on all those guys, right?
I mean, it's a little bit of a different game, but and a little more money, that's for sure. But yeah, I think we got to go in with that same focus. Like we're the best team in the tournament, and take it one game at a time. I know there's a big target on one game or getting to one game, but I think we just got to handle whoever we're playing that night. So,
for those that don't understand what I'm saying, JT won that 3-on-3 senior college tournament where they were like throwing duffel bags of money at him and stuff. So it's just kind of funny. It's very similar to the TBT just in terms of it's just like, hey man, if you don't win, sorry, goodbye. You know, so yeah, sorry.
So, JT, I got a really important question for you. What would be a bigger honor for you? After TBT, you get a text from an NBA GM and they say, we saw you dominate TBT. We want you guaranteed contract. You're in. Or getting a text from Sully that says, we saw you in the TBT this year. You got a spot on Carmen's crew for TBT 2021.
Really hearing from both, because one, like, getting that from OG Sully, like that's something, that's big bro. And, that mean we doing something right. I mean, we winning some games if he texting it, that's for sure. So, but like it's always been a dream to play in the NBA. And like I said, you never know who's watching. And, I think my whole team has that mind. We're all in that same boat trying to get seen by, coaches and scouts. And like I said, this is another audition, which adds more fuel to our fire.
We've talked about, we've had episodes where we talk about some guys who we think are, in a different league in terms of just individual talent in the TBT. And obviously you weren't on that list because you weren't playing, but now you absolutely are. Are there any guys that you've seen from afar that you're like, I really want my shot at him?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a specific guy, but of course, like, Carmen's crew, like those guys are from the same, basically same background as me, Ohio State, Brotherhood, all that. We got some of the new school coming in. They got the old school. So it'd be cool to, match up with them. And it sucks that there won't be any fans because I know that game would have been loud. But that would be pretty cool to play against those guys in an organized game.
I think the TBT would go crazy with a you versus Jeff Gibbs matchup. They would. Oh my God, they'd love it.
Listen, he's strong. Y'all don't even know. I'm not getting into that. Go down with that dude. He is strong, man. That's a good dude, though.
Yeah. Have you done any research on your first round matchup against the Jackson, Tennessee underdogs?
I have not yet. I literally, got on the team literally like 2 days ago. So I, whatever they send me, I definitely will take a look at. But other than that, we just trying to, figure out more about each other, before leading up to the quarantine bubble.
But the Elam ending, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that as a whole? And then you don't have to share your strategy, but what do you think some things that might work better versus some things you might want to stay away from?
I would say, the only strategy is really to just be up in the fourth. But no, I like that ending. It kind of like even puts it intensifies the game even more. And, you got to be able to get big stops and, make big plays. And I think that's what a lot of people want to see, a lot of the viewers want to see. And those are the best games to win.
My follow-up question, kind of, not about the Elam ending, but we talked about Ohio State. A lot of people from Buckeye Nation have not seen you play since you were in college. And I'll speak for you. Your game has kind of changed, in terms of before it was JT's going to go left. You can't stop him. He'll score 20 points inside the lane. Now he can step out and knock the three ball down at a consistent rate. Can you elaborate on what you've been improving on and what Ohio State fans should expect to see?
Yeah. When I come in town, it's always going to be a show, just playing hard, just providing that spark for my team. Yeah, my game has changed a little bit, but you know, I still have those same intangibles I did when I was in college, just a little more polished. So I think just coming in is just doing whatever we need to win. And, you know, if that's making threes or getting to the cup, at the end of the day, you're going to go to your bread and butter, you know. So it's going to be fun, that's for sure.
So I'm pretty sure that – because you played in the NBL this year, correct?
Yeah.
So the NBL just announced a few weeks ago that they're adding the Elam ending to overtime for their games.
Mm.
So a hypothetical that you're back in the NBL next year, which we're all hoping you're in the NBA, but hypothetical you're back in the NBL, it's not going to be fair if games go into overtime because you'll have already played in the Elam ending.
Yeah, hey, I hopefully, you know, there wasn't even a lot of, I don't even know. Like, it's really tough to go into OT over there for some reason, man. Those games get up quick. But, no, that would be dope. Like I said, like, I can only imagine how, you know, you going into the playoffs, last game of the playoffs, and this Elam ending. Like, that's going to be dope.
That'd be pretty cool.
Who makes more threes in the first game against the underdogs, you or Doncic?
Oh, God. I hope me or, you know, but you never know. Like I said.
It's a race to two.
This is something we've seen. Like, we can't act like we haven't seen it. So, you know, he's been working hard. He 4 a.m. running. Like, he might be ready. We might see the best version of Andrew Doncic.
The engraved Andrew Doncic in my mind is two things. Number one, it's against Gonzaga in the NCAA tournament when they left him – or no, South Dakota State when they left him wide open and he went 1 for like 8. And then number two is I came back to campus this year and, you know, he's in the gym all the time, working out with the guys, whatever. He's just lives in the gym. And I hadn't touched the basketball in like 4 months. And we had, you know, we did the Celtic shooting or whatever, and I won because it's just different. It's a different league, man. You know?
It's those who can and those who can't, bro. Like you said.
Yeah. It's crazy. No, the truth of the matter is I can only bash on Doncic because I'm not out there. You know? I'm turning into that guy that's saying, you know, oh man, don't let me lace them back up, and you don't want to see that, and then I'll just never do it. So I guess what I'm saying is if you guys need a shooter, I'm available.
Hey, we might. You never know, man.
Oh, you almost said, don't worry, we already got a lot of shooters. We saw you. You wanted to say that.
Hey, man, I'm not offended. You guys got a good squad.
I don't know how dedicated. Is he getting up at 4 a.m.?
No, I'm not dedicated. I wake up, I walk downstairs, I sit at my computer for hours at work, and maybe I get on the golf course. You need a guy to play golf? I got you.
So you might get hurt out there. I can't have you out there. You're not ready.
I couldn't make it the first 4 minutes of the game. You know how you get so tired in the first 4 minutes, doesn't matter how good a shape you're in?
Facts.
I couldn't make it. No chance. Couldn't make it. I'd be scared for myself to go out and play a legitimate, like, getting screened type of game. You know I don't do well with screens. Like, be trouble.
You silly, man.
JT, you look like you kind of thinned out a little bit. You look good.
Yeah, man. Trying to cut up a little bit. Had to change my diet up. Just trying to be prepared for, you know, whatever. I think with this whole Corona thing, you kind of had to. You couldn't work out. So just, you know, taking more of a, you know, mature approach to that, and then finally getting back in the gym and able to run up and down, like, it just put 2 and 2 together.
So you haven't – I know you're in Houston. You haven't had much Whataburger then?
Nah. I did go once. I did. I didn't get a burger, though. I got a chicken sandwich. So.
Yeah, that's the best, the honey butter chicken biscuit.
It's not called what a chicken sandwich.
I did it right, though. It was cool. It wasn't – I don't know. It wasn't –
We played when we played my senior year in the tournament, we were in Tulsa, and they had a Whataburger, and one of our teammates is from Houston, and he basically forced us to get it. It was fine. Just nothing to write home about.
I feel the same way about In-N-Out. It's all right, I guess.
Too. Oh, never forget when we were in Vegas and Eagle surprised us. Like, we're going to In-N-Out. Everyone gets 2 burgers, whatever. and we were all like, really?
Is that
I was like-
NCAA violation?
No,
I'm writing it down.
we're allowed to get fed. What?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, In-N-Out. I know you haven't had very many of these fast food burgers lately, but I think Shake Shack's probably my number one.
I don't know. I haven't been there in a while.
Okay. All right.
Like,
Andrew, do you have an opinion?
JT and I have kind of been hitting the diets hard. We're kind of off fast food burgers right now.
I'm off that. I can't.
Yeah, if Q saw me get in the gym right now, he would first of all, he would say, congratulations. Clearly you're doing something that you've been wanting to do your whole life, which is not work out. And then he would say, let's get in the bod pod.
He love that dang on bod pod, man.
JT.
Like, I know I'm fat. I know.
Exactly. I would go in there. I'm like, Q, I had surgery 3 months ago. This is the first day that I've been allowed to jog. Like, I'm fat. You don't have to tell me the numbers. And then Coach Rich, who all he had was that thing that just, like, squeezed you. I was, like, 8% body fat when I came in. And then I got skinnier with Q, and I was more. Because Coach Rich just, like, pinch 3 things and be like, you're good.
JT, before we let you go, you know, Joey obviously has an allegiance to Big X, his former teammates. Pitch to people who aren't Joey that are excited about TBT why they should be on board for Big X like yourself this summer.
Because we the new boys on the block, man. You know, we got the youngest team. We'll take that underdog approach, and we're going to do it in style. We're going to have a show.
It's tough to be the underdog when you're playing the lowest seed that has underdog in their name. But I like where you're coming from.
Hey, they might have a similar mindset, man. So we'll see.
All right, Jae'Sean Tate, thank you. Looking forward to watching you play. Joey, you look like you got one last thing.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, JT, you know the drill. Before you leave, do you have any questions for us?
Oh, nah. No.
Oh, we have some unreleased drive the lane footage that we may let out eventually.
Yeah, I don't know if we have to do that.
I got no more questions. None.
All right, good. Well, JT, we'll see you. Well, I'll see you in Columbus, hopefully, whether it's in the bubble or outside the bubble. I'll be there. So, hopefully, we might get you on again during like one of your practices for a quick little hey, how you doing type of deal. So we'll see you again soon.
Hey, how you
All
doing?
right.
How's your? All right.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Wait, JT, stay on so my mom